The director said I played too nice to survive here, so I stopped playing and started winning. I'd been at the law firm for 6 years when Octavia destroyed my reputation during the senior associates meeting. We were discussing partner track nominations, and I'd just finished presenting my caseload, 43 wins out of 51 cases, when she interrupted with that smile she uses before going for the kill. Sienna has impressive numbers, but let's be honest about how she gets them. She plays nice, settles when she should fight, makes friends with opposing counsel instead of crushing them. The other directors nodded while she continued. This firm doesn't make partner by being everyone's favorite person. We make partner by being the lawyer everyone fears. She held up a file. You settled the Kemper case for $8 million when we could have taken them for 15 at trial. That's leaving $7 million on the table because you wanted everyone to like you. You play too nice to survive here. The room went silent while I sat there feeling my partnership dreams evaporate, but something cold settled into my chest. If Octavia wanted to see what I looked like when I stopped playing nice, I'd show her exactly that. The Westfield medical case landed on my desk 3 days later. Pharmaceutical company accused of falsifying trial data. Potential liability in the hundreds of millions. Exactly the kind of case that makes or breaks careers. Octavia assigned it to me with that same condescending smile. Let's see how nice you play with this one. The opposing counsel was Maxwell Thorne, the most ruthless litigator in the state, someone who'd made associates cry in depositions. Octavia expected me to find a reasonable settlement and make everyone walk away feeling okay. Instead, I spent 72 hours reading every single case Maxwell had ever tried, every motion he'd filed, every deposition he'd conducted. I found his pattern, the exact playbook he'd used for 15 years, and built a strategy specifically designed to dismantle it piece by piece. First motion hearing, Maxwell filed to dismiss based on jurisdiction issues that had worked for him dozens of times. I'd anticipated it completely and filed a counter motion with precedent from an obscure appeals court ruling that destroyed his entire argument. The judge denied his motion in under 5 minutes. Maxwell looked genuinely surprised for the first time in probably a decade. During discovery, he requested every document ever created by my client, hoping to overwhelm us with production costs. I responded by requesting every internal communication his client had for the past 10 years, knowing their document retention was a disaster. His client spent $2 million on document review, while mine spent nothing because I'd already organized everything. Then came depositions where Maxwell typically terrorized witnesses until they contradicted themselves. I'd spent weeks preparing every witness on his specific intimidation techniques, teaching them to pause before answering, to ask for clarification, to never let him rush them into mistakes. He got nothing usable from 8 full days of depositions. The breaking point came during summary judgment. Maxwell filed a massive motion claiming no jury could find his client liable, citing 40 cases and 300 pages of argument. I'd been waiting for exactly this. My response didn't just counter his arguments. It exposed how he'd misrepresented precedent in 17 instances, cited overturned cases as current law, and cherry-picked quotes out of context. I filed a state bar complaint attached to my response. The judge sanctioned him personally for misrepresentation and ordered him to pay my client's legal fees for that phase. Maxwell's firm removed him from the case within 48 hours. Their managing partner came to negotiate settlement. They offered $23 million. I countered at 41 and didn't budge. They paid $37 million 3 weeks later, the largest settlement in firm history. Octavia called me into her office the day it hit the news, looking uncertain in a way I'd never seen. That was impressive work on Westfield. Very aggressive strategy. I know you were concerned about my nice approach, so I adjusted my tactics to match firm culture. Her jaw tightened because she finally realized what she'd created. The other directors want to fast-track your partner nomination. They're calling you a killer litigator now. I smiled without warmth. Funny how that works when you stop playing nice and start playing to win. The partnership vote happened 6 weeks later, and I made partner with unanimous approval. Octavia voted yes because she had to, but I watched her face during the announcement and saw exactly what I needed to see. Fear, the recognition that she'd turned someone who played nice into someone who knew how to destroy opponents without mercy, and now that person had equal power at the table.